person's like on CNN and here comes, the little girl like, la,
Yeah.
la, 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 la. I would love that.
All goes through, yeah.
And then here comes the little kid in like the walker. And then here comes the mom like flying in and like ripping everyone out. I'm always like, I could watch this over and over and over. Hey everyone, it's Erin and welcome back to Living in Richmond, Virginia for the local scoop for Short Pump, Virginia. And today our very special guest is the one and only Claire. Claire, thank you so much for being here.
Hi, Erin. Yes, of course.
Always good to see your pretty and smiling face for sure.
Thank you.
So tell us, Claire, where do you live? What part of Richmond do you live in?
We live in Henrico, but we live near Godwin High School in Crown Grant, I should say.
It's a great, great neighborhood over there. And what made you pick that area?
We have two young children, so we wanted good schools. We also wanted some outdoor space and to be close to family. My in-laws live here, and so we kind of wanted to be close enough to them. So there was a few different things that we needed in our search.
Very good. And you guys have not always lived in the Richmond area, correct?
No, we haven't. We've moved around a lot. We've been lucky enough to live. We were in New York City, and then we moved to Sydney, Australia, and then back to England. And my husband, who is American, got a transfer to San Diego. But then during COVID, everything changed, and we kind of reassessed what we kind of wanted, and being closer to family, and also owning a property, because we were renting in San Diego, was kind of important to us.
Right.
And not knowing kind of what was happening, we kind of wanted our own space to
for sure
live in.
For sure. And I would say definitely cost of living here, even in the Short Pump area of Richmond, just a smidge more affordable than San Diego and New York. A little.
Yeah, I don't think we could even afford, a garden shed in San Diego. So we felt very lucky to be able to find something really lovely here. So
for sure. Claire, if you were to move anywhere in the Richmond area and money was no object whatsoever, where would you move and why?
I do enjoy the space that we have at the moment, I feel like a little bit more in the suburbs, but I love the tall townhouses downtown in the Fan area. Being able to have the walkability to shops and coffee shops, I do really love. But then the practicalities of that with two young kids makes it difficult, because we live in a cul-de-sac, so they love having that space just to leave the front door and go out safely, and use their scooters and bikes. So I know it would be a compromise, but that would be, maybe when they're older and gone to college, we could look at changing.
There you go. Put that down in the old notebook, follow up.
Yeah.
Claire and Nick right about this time, and just start subliminally sending them these amazing fan properties.
Yeah, please do that, Erin.
What about, because you've lived in some big areas, San Diego, New York, Sydney, and now talking about, hey, like if maybe moving to the city in Richmond, would you consider yourself more of a city girl, or what is it that would draw you to the fan as opposed to like right here?
Yeah, I think also living in the UK, we're used to being able to, usually in the towns and villages, you still have that walkability. One, because gas is so expensive, so people drive less there. But I do kind of miss just being able to walk to places.
Yeah.
Here we have a neighborhood and it's lovely to walk around. I feel really safe doing so, but I think it's just just the convenience of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely. For most things here in the area, unless you are in those specific little spots of downtown, things are convenient. You've got everything right at your fingertips. Like, which Target, I want to go to Target, which one, which Lowe's, which all that stuff. But, it does require a car for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Claire, can you think of any particular memories of working with me and my team that stand out in your mind?
I think you had your work cut out with us, Erin, because you were very patient, and I think the market was so tough that I think Nick and I, my husband, we felt the pressure. We were living with our in-laws, it was lovely. I felt very lucky to have that support,
Right.
but I think we wanted our own space. So I think Nick and I felt the pressure to try and find something. But I didn't. What I really appreciated from you and your team is that you didn't put that pressure on us. You gave us some really sound advice on some of the properties and just said, this, I don't really think this is what you're looking for. Yes, it's a good property, but you at the beginning of the search, you told me this, and this is kind of what you were thinking and looking for. This is nice, but I think we can do better. And that kind of made me feel like I didn't need to rush and just find the first property. And I kind of also felt sometimes I was wasting your time as a realtor, because I was like, you spent so much time with us going through lots and lots of properties, and some days it just didn't feel like we found anything, but you just were so patient, and you instilled us with some confidence as well, which we really appreciated.
That's good. It's so funny to me, particularly with you, Claire, and not funny, haha, but it's like, this is what I do. And that just feels like every day. Like, I don't think about that at all. And when people like you that are so lovely and so pleasant and easy to work with and think like, I felt like I was wasting your time, or we looked at so many properties, or we took so long. I'm like, let me, where's my little black book? Let me pull out and I'll show you what long is. I'll show you what picky is, That wasn't y'all.
Thank
you. You knew what you wanted. You knew what you wanted. And you were very, I think you all moved very quickly on things when the time was right. And I'm so glad that we held out for the right place.
Yeah.
Because
I know it definitely worked out in the end. I remember feeling a little bit heartbroken because the first property we didn't get.
Yes.
I remember I was crying. But
beautiful.
I think this house is just absolutely perfect and was worth the wait. So I think it all worked out in the end. So I was very lucky.
It definitely did. It definitely did. And I am just so lucky that Carly connected us. That really, I'm so excited about that.
Yeah,
for sure.
I feel very lucky as well. It made the process so much easier with her doing the mortgages, and then it was like the dream team. It was very smooth. Very lucky, yeah.
Yeah, you had your girl squad. Like, everybody was in your corner. We were all like wrapping up our hands. We're like ready to go to fight, but we're not combative. So it's all like, okay, we're going to make this work. But when we had to get squirrely, we did. So
you were all it's just professional. It was very easy, and you guys all knew what you were doing, which is, we didn't lose faith or anything. It was fantastic.
Very, very exciting. Very exciting. Well, Claire, thank you so much for being on with us today. And thank you all for tuning in. Hope you found this helpful. And remember, leave everything better. Hey guys, this is Erin. If this is your first time to our channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about living in Richmond, Virginia, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit subscribe and that cute little bell too, so every time we release a new video, you're notified.